Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great time. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. And today we are going to be talking about why are we so obsessed about being judged and also in judging. Why are we so obsessed with judging? And sometimes it feels like even though I don't want to judge someone consciously, it's just my unconscious mind which kind of automatically judges someone. Human beings does have this natural instinct to judge. And that is because we need to navigate through life. Yes, because judgment is required even while climbing up a stair or while cooking or while making a cup of coffee. What happens if we don't have judgment? You must have seen some of your friends if you don't like I don't drink. So I have seen some of my friends do absurd activities or say absurd things or text some people who they should not text doing that because you'll lose your judgment when you are drunk. So that is why judgment is important. And so, yeah, we cannot really do anything about this instinct. But why, when does it become bad? When does this judgment become bad in nature from something a necessity? We are obsessed with judging because we are social beings and we always want to picture ourselves of where do we stand. Like, uh, if someone walks in and if I'm like perceiving someone on the basis of how they're dressing of how fluently they speak probably or like anything like you can judge on anything, but all in all what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to picture of where they stand or where do I stand. Do they stand ahead of me or do they stand behind me? Where do I stand in the social hierarchy order, which I have created in my head? Like we can make check boxes inside our head and then position the other person ahead of us or behind us. Another thing is that we project our own insecurities onto other people. Now, here comes the negative side of judgment, is because there are some flaws within ourselves which we have not accepted yet. Maybe we have commitment issues, let's say, but we are not ready to accept it. So we will find those flaws in other person, right? And that's how we project our own insecurities onto some other people, which I have personally like been many times the target of. Okay, so I'm kind of skinny. And there are some people, some who are themselves skinny, and they do not feel comfortable in being skinny. So they kind of project their own insecurities upon me, saying that I should eat more or I should gain some weight. I mean, you can take it like you can take it as a well wish, but most of the time the way they say it is that they're projecting their own insecurities upon me. So that is a classic example. Weight shaming is the classic example. And so I think these are the two main factors of why we are obsessed with judging. And now coming to, why do we care so much about being judged? Now that why are we so obsessed about how people perceive us? Maybe because we want to be right. As simple as that. We study in economics that human beings are rational. Now I think that is like a what is rational? What do you mean by rational? I mean, we when you study more, you start to question all these notions of being rational, of being right, of being wrong. What does it even mean? We don't know, right? But we are always obsessed with being in the right, of being the rational one. So what we do there is very interesting theory, attribution theory. So attribution theory is actually really interesting. It says that whatever I'm doing, whatever actions, behavior I'm taking, it's because of the external environment. Or I'll just find a way to rationalize it. Somehow I'll find a way. But if other person is doing that same thing, if they are like making a mistake or anything, we'll not take 2 seconds to associate that action with the character of that person. We are very quick to judge in that sense. But we are very like we try to justify our actions every time. And that is because we do not want to be wrong. We always want to be right. Now, coming to the concept of right and wrong, very huge concept, but I think we all know that no right and wrong exists, right? What is right and wrong? What is good and bad? So, just to give like name a few examples, when we were kids, we used to, study some concepts or notions. For example, let's say child marriage is bad. Now, we all know that it is the right statement. We all agree unanimously that child marriage is bad. But many, many years ago, child marriage was actually really prevalent. Like it was nothing bad at all. They did not think it as a bad thing. The people there then did not think it as a bad thing. But now we condemn child marriage. So, who is right? We'll have our own point of views, opinions, rationalizations. They will have their own rationalizations. For example, the one thing which I came up with was that people used to do that earlier because if a marriage is happening really early, then the girl will adapt to the situation of the boy's house, and that will make things easier. But the elder the girl gets, it will be difficult for her to adapt to a new environment. So it's better to send her off early, right? This is their rationalization. Taking a recent, like very recent example, let's say Trump. Okay, so I think we all can agree that Trump is being really irrational right now. He's being very irrational with all the tariffs and everything. We all know the whole situation of the world order. But do you think that Trump thinks that he's wrong or he's being irrational? Or do you think his advisor, Peter Navarro, I think, do you think Peter Navarro thinks that he's wrong? No, they obviously think that they're right. And they have their own point of view to rationalize their thinking. So I think you always find a way to rationalize your own thoughts. And one more argument which I would give is that there is no right and wrong. Let's say if there actually existed a right about any particular thing, then all the scholars, all the people who are educated will have the same opinion about that thing. But that is not the case. We have educated scholars and all the scholarly articles on both the sides of any given topic. So I think education does not necessarily change your thinking or your ideology. It just gives you sophisticated words to rationalize it. So that is the whole crux of how judgment and all these things work. Now, one thing, should we care if the judgment will affect our lives? That is where we stuck always. So, should we care how our teachers perceive us? I think we should. I think we should because how how the teachers will perceive us, it will depend on very rational things like how we are performing in class, how we are performing like on the test, and how active we are in the classrooms. So I think on the basis of those things, their opinions should matter and you should incorporate it. But irrational judgments you should not really care about. So I think one thing which has been very predominant in my mind since a few days is that in college, so naturally I'm kind of a very bubbly person and I always like to make people laugh. So let's say the environment of college is actually really different from corporate. When we enter the corporate, we have to be very professional. I don't know, I've not been to like corporate pura essay. I've just done some internships. And the thing with internships is that all the colleagues are more or less your age. The interns are your age. So you can still have some kind of fun and crack jokes. But I don't know how professional exactly do I need to be in the real corporate setup. So my mind is kind of going blast on that. Like how professional do I exactly need to be? Because I think there you have to show some kind of conduct. You should not be all that, always laughing and always cracking jokes. That is what I think. Otherwise, they will perceive you as unserious. So, what should we do in such a scenario? I think the only thing we can do is see, we cannot control how people think about us. What we can do is we can trust our own self, have a basic conduct, trust our own self, and trust in our work, and trust our personality and respect that. Respect your own personality of how you are, and be confident in your own skin. I think that is what 20-year-old brain of mine could think. I would actually love to hear your opinions on what do you think actually happens. Actually, I would love to hear from the corporate people who are out there. Please guide me on how to, how to not affect yourself from other people's judgment. Yeah, I think that is all I wanted to talk about. I hope you could relate to me on some things. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye.